Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we will be
crafting. What are we crafting? Oh, that's right. A snowcat. We're going to take one of these
tanks, if you remember from our first ever sci-fi month, back when we thought that, well, actually, it was once we realized that it was actually a lot more difficult to make something sci-fi related, for us at least.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any ideas. But these, we just found them at the 99-cent store. I believe, or not the 99-cent store, the dollar store. I don't know why I said 99-cent store.
Now it's a $1.25 tree store.
Whatever. We haven't been to the 99-cent store in a year.
Yeah.
Or years.
And as you can see, what's the brand name? Military something or other. They still have plenty of these at our Dollar Tree, and probably
It
other.
might be different for others.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But we took this one and we disassembled it, yanked off the top so that we can pull off the turret. We won't be using that.
You can use it for something else if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I can easily picture that being part of
Something.
Yeah. And we will reassemble this when we're done. I think it goes like this.
Yeah, you can just.
Right. But we're actually going to build a
and then just.
You know what? Then leave it because we need it. Might as well leave it on. It'll be easier to.
But yeah, it's just the turret they need to screw off. But this just.
And we also cut off the post that it rested on because it was completely in the way. Now he's going to be doing a bunch of gluing.
And there's also a few other parts you need to line up. But aside from that, it's easy.
We're going to actually be having it drive backwards, so to speak.
It's not going to be driving backwards.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be.
You're going to be using
aligned backwards. How's that?
Yeah.
And we're going to use this for the cab. We're going to have to use some milliput and things like that, which we probably won't do tonight. But we're going to line this up like right about there. And I'm going to let the little monkey go hog wild with putting on a bunch of gribblies. As you can see, we picked out a bunch of things.
These are from the car model kit, if you remember that.
Some Final Faction pieces, some action figure pieces, some odds and ends from various places. We were thinking about using this for the windows, but
no.
These two rectangles are going to be like sort of twin cabs.
Do you have any idea where you even got that?
This?
Yeah.
It's the cockpit or the.
Oh yeah, it's the seat for the car. I didn't know that.
And we're actually going to be using these two ring pieces back here for some chain, I think. But he's going to start by, if you can see how, try to line that right up like that. And if you want to put any things like you were fiddling with before, you've got super glue over there. You've got the accelerator. And while he's fiddling around with that, I'm going to try and think of stuff to talk about besides the obvious. If you look behind us, we really are excited to have a now dedicated studio room to do all of our videos, do most of our crafting. We might even do some gaming in here, as you see. You probably can't see behind us, but I posted some photos of our collection of Dungeons and Dragons books and role-playing game books, and our Shadows of Brimstone games are over there. Our Rift books are over there. All of our TSR and assorted board games are behind us. I posted a couple of photos of the studio on Facebook if you're really interested. As you can see, we've got a little homage to Star Schlock, which we just received last month. It was really exciting to get that into our hot little hands. We really are looking forward to painting all those miniatures up. We've also got some.
Wait, how do you line it up now?
It's kind of from the side. As even as you can.
All right.
Just use lots of super glue and lots of accelerator. We also have some of our previous crafts. We also have all of our Shadows of Brimstone expansions up above. A couple other games that we're playing. The Tabletop Crafters Challenge is way up top. We'll be, decorating the studio a little bit more as we, move through this year. We're also going to change things up from time to time, showing off what we're working on or what we finished. We still have almost all of last year's crafts boxed up in the garage, and we might bring some of those out. Obviously, you can't see behind the camera, but there's some. You want to use the glue, the gel instead of the regular super glue?
Oh, I didn't even see this.
Yeah. If you need it, it's right here. We also have our traditional sign. The little guy's got some of his crafts put up from last year over in the corner. His favorite mask, of course, General Grievous. His area over here needs a little bit more sprucing up, but he couldn't really decide what he wanted to show off. Pretty humble little guy sometimes. We've also got a place for our optics back here, in case we need to weld or use any power tools. And of course your standard magnification.
I think the gel might actually be what I need here.
There's also, of course, have our gifts from our good friend Dave in Virginia. Thanks a lot, bud. We haven't yet decided how we're going to paint those up, but rest assured, once we pull them out of the package, they'll go up here. Mr. Duck. And of course, all of the Archon dragons we painted last year, they're looking pretty sharp up there. And of course our Cthulhu mythos monstrosities behind me, as always. We've also made this room nice and cozy to get some reading done. I plan on going through every single book in here over the next couple of years, trying to reread every book in my collection. I have literally thousands of books, not just game books, but other books. But I'm going to focus on, right over there, if you see this little shelf here, I'm going to be starting with my Arduin books, my original from way back 1974, the Dungeons & Dragons books are there, all my old Traveler books. Even though I have the newest edition of Traveler, I have all of the original old Traveler games over there, and I'll be reading up on those because we've been kind of itching to play a sci-fi RPG. And while this room may look kind of small, it could easily hold 4, maybe 5 gamers, at this table if we wanted to, just do some role playing without, a lot of miniatures. Even if we wanted to use miniatures, this table's not too bad. I think we could pull that off as well. You need help with the accelerator?
Oh
maybe?
yeah, that I accidentally closed it and I couldn't figure out how to open it because I tried to and it just slipped off. So.
The cap?
Yes.
Okay, when you want to use the glue, you actually squeeze these two.
Okay, then I believe if it is actually still open, then I will. Oh.
You just splooged a bunch on the table. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Then that was the problem I was having.
Yeah, it's a neat type of super glue. It's actually got.
I thought I closed it when I actually opened it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not necessarily.
It's not my favorite glue, but it is one of my favorite.
It's better for the.
Yeah, when you need when you need time to move your item around, whatever you're gluing together, sometimes super glue gel is the way to go. And yeah, I like it also because it is a gel, it actually dries kind of thick, and it if you remember the scarecrows and the Sam Hain and something else.
Was using this.
Yeah, I used that on the wires to make the fingers, and it made the wires thicker and bumpy, more like hands or the gloves that the scarecrows were using. Just be careful you don't get your hand stuck in that gel. And one thing about super glue gel is it does take a lot longer to dry.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you want to like squirt some glue on there and let me hit it with the accelerator for you?
No, actually.
Okay.
Because, well, my eyes are burning.
Yeah, it's.
I kind of forgot that happened with this stuff.
Yeah, it's.
But in all since I've used super glue, which is surprising. Okay, yeah, I actually need accelerator.
So let's
Didn't want to use it just because I wanted to be able to.
adjust it.
Yeah, but that's not happening.
Okay.
And also, when you use accelerator, it dries in the exact form you left it in.
So be very careful with any accelerator, other than even baking soda, which we're trying to get away from, just because I don't really like the clumpiness of it. Sometimes I do like the clumpiness of it.
Occasionally, and not just occasionally, quite often actually.
One good thing about the accelerator is it looks like it's very wet, but because it's acetone, it will dry really, really quick.
Practically immediately.
It just has a god awful smell of acetone. Did you even do this side?
I didn't. I did.
Okay.
However, I wouldn't recommend it on certain surfaces. When I was spraying on some rubber or plastic miniatures from Hobby Lobby, they weren't really miniatures, they were just small animal things. I would use the accelerator, and it would
melt them.
The paint.
Oh.
So the
Okay,
paint
we're
would
good.
just.
We're good. No, go
Is it
ahead.
even?
I didn't adjust it anyway. So if it's uneven, it's
Alright, I'm not gonna have that same problem anymore.
Okay. Now I don't think you're gonna need this right away, so put that over there.
Not.
But feel free to add whatever gribblies you want onto it. I kind of like these chrome front ends of the car, just because they have a little spot for the license plate. But
even though
I don't know that we'd be able to fit them on there anywhere.
I don't believe so. I mean, actually,
maybe if you turn it upside down.
I mean, maybe actually, this doesn't look half bad.
No, actually, you know what? It looks actually pretty good. Let's go with that one.
Alright, but obviously, if you're using a chrome piece, you often want to take advantage of the fact that it's chrome.
Yeah, so we'll put
Unless
it on last, or you
don't
want to...
actually like that effect.
Right. Well, because I can tape this up and keep it from getting...
Yeah, but it's not necessary.
Okay, we'll save that for last.
I recommend putting them on last unless it's necessary, because taping them up can be a hassle.
If you're not really good at it, I was a house painter for many years.
Yeah,
so I got a lot of experience. Now I have this little piece here. It's actually from a well, from a 3D printed Kickstarter that I bought off eBay. I didn't actually back the Kickstarter, and I forget the name of it. But it's got this little, wheel, the wind-up part for the bucket, and we're going to use this for a tow chain. So I'm gonna steal the super glue and the accelerator and just wrap some chain around it, and then I'm gonna fix it up so it doesn't look like it's made out of bricks. You can kind of see the brick pattern here. But I can just fix that with some good old-fashioned milliput. But I'm not breaking out the milliput just yet because let me show you guys. We're really rationing this stuff out. It's been 2 months, and that's about all we have left.
And there's none at the stores.
Yeah, we talked about this last time, but I really have to...
Just cutting off those pieces?
Okay, yeah, I kind of wanted to... Yeah, that works. I really need to ration this stuff, even though I have plans to use it this month. And we do have some green stuff, which we'll be using more on the channel, just because, one, we're running out of milliput, and two, for some of the projects, sometimes, green stuff is the way to go. Sometimes... milliput, or sometimes even the paper clay that we use, and there's other putties out there, but we kind of like to as they say, stick with what you know. So I'm just gonna cover this one end with some super glue, give it back to the little guy, and then just wrap the chain around there a bit so that it looks like it's... I kind of want to give the illusion that it's thicker chain than it is. Not thicker chain, but like there's more chain in the spool, as it were. Now, if I can keep that there for just a second. There we go. In case you need that again. And we looked at various snowcats online to get a good idea of something to go with. We want to make this, like I was telling the little guy earlier, we don't want to make this look like a military vehicle, maybe a search and rescue vehicle, but just something, not quite, recreational, but more You know, there's so many game modules and games, you know, that I could see where a.
Oh, well, that's...
You okay? Oh, you pop the whole thing off.
Yeah, but that's actually good.
Then not just use the super glue underneath the dried gel, and you should have no problem.
But I would actually like to remove the gel.
Oh, okay, because it's sort of clumpy.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I was saying, there's a lot of games, especially things like Call of Cthulhu and Traveler, and you know, maybe some more contemporary games where using a snowcat would be, you know, part of the actual adventure. You know, where you
or
need
some
to get,
alternate form or similar thing to one.
yeah, instead of
It obviously wouldn't be the exact same.
looking good. Let's get some more stuff on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna separate the two just for now though.
Okay, you want to work on the chassis,
Right.
the treads.
Yeah. Well, actually,
You want me to do those parts and you work on the rest?
I forgot what it exactly was that you wanted to do with
Yeah,
it.
I just want to.
But I actually think this doesn't need that much more.
Well, I could add quite a few things.
Well, from this pile.
Yeah. If you notice these wheels right here and right here, you can see the sort of connection point for the sides onto the rest of the main piece, and I'm just trying to disguise those with some just basic bits here.
Ah, that's surprisingly more.
More dry glue.
It's just the dry glue that is here is actually kind of hot.
Oh yeah, sometimes the super glue and the accelerator have kind of a chemical reaction where it does.
I remember it from the tissues or
the wet wipes.
Yeah,
yes.
the wet wipes.
The wet wipes. Oh,
that was a long time.
that was
ago.
the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Super glue.
They were even there was even smoke coming off of them.
Yeah.
Or steam or something.
Something to do with the wet wipes. Some sort of chemical reaction happens where they literally they don't quite catch on fire, but
Almost.
that's the closest thing I could equate it to is that the wet wipes when they come in contact with super glue literally start to smoke, or maybe it's steam.
I don't think so though. I mean, I said that, but I don't think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just a weird sort of thing.
What do you think should go here? Maybe this?
Actually, I want to try and scratch build a door to get into the vehicle back there.
Alright.
So let's, okay, here's something you might want to do.
For the sides?
Well, not just, well, there's all kinds of pieces to put on top, but one of the pieces I wanted to put on top, so I have this little bit of wire here, is an antenna. So what I was thinking is, if you can glue this silver piece to the top somewhere.
Alright, I think this might actually
Yeah, that exactly, and then I thought there was an actual hole in there. If not, maybe I could drill one in with.
No, I don't think that's even necessary.
You'll just have to hold it steady, put lots of glue in it, and then glue it down as an antenna for their communications equipment. I also may put a radar dish.
This kind of tilted though?
Yeah, that's fine. With the wind that this thing probably encounters, it wouldn't be out of place.
Alright. I was kind of hoping that the gel would keep it up, but...
No. That's why I said the hole is not very deep, and maybe it would be a good idea to drill out with the X-Acto knife.
Do you think using that stuff is a good idea?
The accelerator?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Could you grab it for me?
Oh, you mean do it square,
Yes.
square for it?
Yes.
Okay. That obviously does not.
Nope.
No, I really think I need to drill that hole out.
Yeah, you do.
Let me
But
see
put
this.
those together so that they go together. I'm
you've
not
got-
sure if these should go anywhere.
I was actually thinking of maybe using those. Oh, actually, I didn't bring my drill, but I did bring the X-Acto knife. was kind of thinking that maybe some sort of a snow plow, or we could build with those pieces, but maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Also, I think this looks too.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use that.
Yeah.
I I grabbed a lot of pieces just to experiment with, and left.
Do you want these two to be separate or like this?
Oh, you know what? That does kind of look good.
Maybe. I'm not gonna.
Or do you want to put it the other way around? See how it looks in the front. Yeah, it looks better that way, I think.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay,
It
go
even
ahead.
kind of fits, but I don't want to put it in yet because I do kind of like this. But this looks. I don't know.
We can make it all work. So whatever you decide on, just start gluing stuff on. That's what this is all about. It's just gluing stuff, and when we're done, we'll take it out tomorrow and primer it, and then maybe I'll paint it while you're painting up Oregon.
Maybe. I don't think this is useful. This, I want to put it somewhere, but not here. I know something's already going to go there. But I can't put it on one side if I'm not going to put the exact same thing on the other.
Well, you could, but you don't want to.
Yes, when I say I can't, I mean I don't, or I won't. Oh, there is two. Alright, that solves that problem.
Awesome.
But now, where?
Exactly?
Should I try to build things up to the front? Or should I put it up here?
You know what, let me finish real quick with this, and then we'll put this on, and maybe that'll give you a better idea of where to put that.
Alright.
Give that little squirt so it's... Okay, go ahead and put it back together.
Or just put
Was it like this, or was it the other way?
it was like that. Oh.
No, I think it's like this.
Either way, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, I line up the two pieces, and you're right.
I guess it does
It's
actually
already-
matter.
It's already looking like a snowcat, and it's already looking vastly different from what it was.
Yeah, no, these, I think once I put these two pieces on, I think I'm done. The only question is now, where do I put them? And also, I don't think they're the exact same thing. This one needs a bit of filing.
You see that?
Or clipping. That works better. Oh, yeah, it does.
Wait.
I don't think this. Do you think this would work for the hatch?
Maybe, but I think it's too small.
Yeah, I was about to say it's.
Especially when you consider the
Yeah, definitely it's too small. And also,
whatever these explorers are wearing is probably pretty puffy,
Yeah.
thick,
Alright.
if you will, so that the door has to be pretty big.
Yeah. Alright, so where should this go? It could go here. It could go here somewhere.
I kind of like them closer to the front.
Alright, but where then?
I thought just like that would work, or
Like this?
maybe down. Yeah, more like that.
Alright. So, then all I need to do is just put some glue right here. And this? Or like this?
I think the first way. Yeah. Okay, still fill that out a little more. Remind me to bring the pin vise up here. That'll come in real handy right about now. I thought I did, but we don't have all of our tools or paints up here yet either. We're going to build a workstation in one of the corners next week. Definitely want to have access to all the paints and, you know, other tools. Maybe even the Proxon, but I think the Proxon's going to stay in the garage. It's just a little too big.
I think so too.
I love that machine though.
I'll put it in one direction. The wrong way.
Oh, there we go. I think I went all the way through. Yes, I did. Of the antenna mounting.
Oh god, not this again.
You need more.
No, it's just that super glue gets on my hand,
Oh, okay.
which makes it so when I try to remove my fingers.
You take the piece with you.
Yeah, but I think if I just add.
Crap ton of super glue and then some accelerator.
Problem with adding accelerator is, well, I think the rest of it.
Isn't that a little high up out there on the side?
Yeah.
There you go. That looks better.
Alright, so this is it at the moment.
Here, let me see this.
You want to put it in?
No, I didn't. Where do you think we should put it? Because I want to drill this hole into the cab as well.
I think.
Like right here, maybe, or right here.
On one of the two.
Okay.
I would say this one. Like right here.
Okay. You're not going to put that piece on top?
Which piece?
The hood?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this does look kind of cool the way it's just sort of. Like two separate cockpits.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks good with the plate thing, but I think it still looks good without it. Almost better, maybe better. Still undecided. I think it actually does look better.
Yeah, I do too.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it was just by chance. I was looking for something to put on top of, you know, this to make a cab, and it turns out
it's
that
also a good thing that you know exactly where it came from, because well, then it's easier for people to get it. Well, it would have been if it wasn't for the fact that Walmart sold out.
Yeah, but I bet, you know, other. Oh, maybe that's a little bit too deep now.
Other Walmarts might not have. Hopefully, wherever yours is, you can still find them. Because when Walmart sold model kits, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Very good.
Yeah, it was the best thing Walmart's done in a very long time.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna go on a rant against Walmart, because you know. Sometimes that's all there is in people's neighborhoods, and when they did something right, you know, we're going to definitely give them credit for it, because, you know, there aren't too many other stores that I know of other than actual dedicated model stores and hobby stores. You know, Hobby Lobby's always got, you know, they have what, like an aisle and a half, I'll say, of actual models.
Yeah, but
and
yeah,
and they do have that. More or less, they got rid of their old 40% off coupon, but then they just, you know, kind of selectively have. It's, you know, it's going to get bent later. Okay, let's see if we can put a few more Gribblies on the.
I think it's actually fine the way it is right now.
You can always add more.
I like how it looks smooth. No, I don't think anything should go there.
What about these pieces? Or later, after we painted
That
it?
should be for something else.
Okay. Well, we just go through everything. Kind of like this little piece here. It's kind of like maybe a searchlight or something like that.
Perhaps.
What do you think? To offset it and make it.
Maybe, but.
What do you think?
I think it should be like this, and then we should put something on the front to make it maybe even on the side.
Oh
Make
yeah,
it look like a light.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do the side.
And maybe even use this. No, never mind.
What about this one?
That I kinda.
It's too big.
Yeah, well, something to make it look like there's a light on the other side of that. That would be too... I think I found it. And this one's too small.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll find it eventually.
Okay, let's just get some super glue on that. I'll turn it around so you can see what you're doing.
I'll just... it's better if I'm able to...
Yeah, that's...
Alright.
Okay, last but not least, let's get the chain.
Which I still don't know anything about exactly, but...
Get rid of that.
Oh, I also... What you said?
Can you get it?
Yes, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is.
Oh. No piece. Totally forgot about that. Really, I would benefit from some light.
I don't know exactly why.
Just to tow things.
Yeah, I guess.
Pop it in there.
I think this should go first, though.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use these two.
I'm going to put more chain there too.
Mm.
To maybe like hook up supplies, you know, like.
Could you use those two things, or should they be removed?
Yeah, I like that. And any gaps that you may see, we will be using the milliput to
No, I
fill
don't
it.
like using those put on these sort of things. Alright, put super glue in there.
Where?
Crack. The other crack. This one.
Oh, right there. Try not to hit your fingers.
Yeah, but that more important is getting a lot. Also, there's a big spot where you missed it.
It's actually not.
Even?
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, I'll put the super glue in.
Yeah, let me hold it. Oop, now it's sticking to my fingers. Hey Mo. Totally. Oh, that would have been bad.
Yeah, that would have been very bad. Alright.
Okay, now hit it with the accelerator as soon as possible.
So yeah, we just put the super glue along where it's... What?
That was weird. My hand started catching on fire. I mean, it's still burning.
Oh.
I think because the accelerator is in between my finger and the glue.
Yeah, just... Because I believe all these white pieces came from the car set, so...
Yeah.
If you did manage to get it, or hopefully you still can, just put on that, it'd be easier if you have two people to work with.
Yeah.
As we just demonstrated. But just put it on there and accelerator. Which I would recommend getting, despite the smell. Which isn't actually that bad.
We're almost about ready to order another bottle. Okay.
That's true.
Let's put the chain on and call it a night.
Yeah.
You want to clear off your side of the table so we can give it just a nice parting shot for the people at home. Made me think of our last video where we pulled out that black Cadillac and it ended up being a pullback racer or something like that. And
Which we didn't realize until...
Yeah. Okay. Hit me up with the...
Oh. Huh.
Hit me up with the... You know what? I'm going to need a little bit more super glue. I can just feel it.
Alright.
And then...
One thing I would recommend doing with super glue, though, that we haven't done here, is scratch the things before you glue them.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot stronger. And if you do a full, like, triple cross it...
Crosshatch?
Multiple times.
No, get it from your angle. Shoot from there. Oh.
What? Oh.
Yeah, you had it right.
Oh.
A little more.
Yeah, that looks good. And I guess you could use this to was originally gonna cut these off, but they serve a purpose.
Yeah, you know that's a pretty smart idea. I like that.
Thank you.
See, this guy's awesome.
Thank you.
And the other cap, I have no. That's right there.
All right.
And be honest, you didn't see it when we started.
Did not. I mean, I saw this, and I kind of expect, but none of the rest of it.
It looks pretty darn good. I like it.
Yes, it does.
A little putty in here and there. A nice paint job.
Maybe
And we're also going to do some things with the windows to make them look more like windows, not just paint, and try to fake it. But I'm going to put some borders around there so it looks like there's actual windshields. And then hit it with, what do you think, maybe the Vallejo metallic blue
Donna.
for the windows. Let's give it a front profile and a side profile for the camera. Slowly turn it. And we were debating earlier when we were talking about this, what color to paint it. And if you guys have an overwhelming urge to give us a suggestion on that, we're toying with blue, red, and what?
Well, red if it's a medical thing, but I also don't really want to do
Or
a red.
rescue, yeah.
That's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant.
Or blue.
But I kind of don't want to do it red.
I know Armstrong is going to say painted yellow. So there you have it, folks.
That
First craft of the new year.
we have.
The Snowcat. So thanks for stopping in, folks. We hope to see you guys Sunday when we start Oregon.
Yes.
The Denouncer.
I'm looking forward to that, and also not looking forward to that at all.
It's going to be tough. I got to start putting it together tonight.
You haven't even started?
Nope. It won't be that hard. Nice. So thanks for stopping by, folks.
I feel like it looks a lot harder than it really is. Like that one.
That's it from us, folks. We'll see you soon.
Good night, and that's about it.
Have a good weekend, folks. Bye.